It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in needing to do something to stop this skid here before the season ends.
And if you're leading this organization, one of the things you're making sure everyone understands, this isn't about playing for draft.
And now time to check into the action as this offense tries to see if they can put a drive together here early in this first quarter. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So excellent starting. Still nothing here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming. To throw is Garoppolo. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. Let's get back into the action. The situation, ball in the red zone. It's second down, and the defense needing to step up. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And that'll set them back 5. Garoppolo now. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And they're going to face a third down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
We used to have the coaches tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. A pretty big early test for the defense coming up. What can they dial up here to try and thwart this third down situation? Here's Hurts to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. A well-designed corner. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. first and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. Able to spin free. Shoves him away. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. Here's Edwards-Helaire. Uses the stiff arm. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
He's got it.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Alexander Madison, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for...
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he fires one, but incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And, Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll check on his status when we get back. Throwing again on second down. Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on fourth down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big play there for Minnesota. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Garoppolo. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. Touchdown, Vikings! Clyde Edwards-Helaire with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run, maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Throwing on second and long. Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Throwing is Hurts. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hurts throw pulled in by Woods. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Robert Woods, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Hurts will throw. Steps away to his left. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players. But most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. So we hit half. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Both these teams making their final halftime adjustments. We're just about ready to get back to football. So for the call of the second half, we get back up to Philadelphia and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. T.J. Edwards able to get in there and drop him behind the line. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 6 yards left on second down. Garoppolo looks to throw. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart. 2nd down and 7. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him.
In trouble, and he's taken down. Danielle Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith, powering his way forward.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. 2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire. Open space inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 24 yards. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Gold with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there and in the process picks up the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now a man open down the middle of the field. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And some room to roam now. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 139 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Right back to Edwards-Helaire on first down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. And Gold is able to put it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see. That is. Is intercepted for the 4th time today. Kevin King with a pick. And the Vikings are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
We got this.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they're actually going about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, they're good.
Now Minshew has it knocked out. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is bringing can't give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Taking it about the 1. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Dancing to his left. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of